Good morning, everybody. Slay here, and I'm going to be taking out this brand new ME262 HD2. This plane, from what I've been told, is basically an ME262 with my favorite guns that are on my 1102B at tier 10, except this is a tier 9 platform. So let's go ahead and climb up, get some altitude, and see what we can do. Still attrition mode going on right now. I thought it would be conquest, but not quite yet. So with attrition, first thing you're going to do, obviously, get over here, get to the command center, and do some work. I'm going to go on these high altitude heavy fighters up here, because ultimately, that plane is so lucky, that F2H. Time to chase him down. Now these guns are very nice, so useful. Definitely the guns that I'm used to on my 1102. Just gotta get used to this airframe, and once I do, kind of tune my hull. My God. So those guns, wow. The range on them is much better. The fact that I was hitting that guy as he was pulling away so easily just makes it feel so comfortable. There's not much more I can do here. I'm going to come in, drop some bombs. I don't see anybody else here, so I'm going to drop my two 250s just on one of the smaller dishes and pull out. See how they do from a high altitude there. Yeah, they did work. Alright, let's get on the Spitfire. Wow.
Stay alert, pilots. Large enemy force spotted over the airfield.
Almost one-shotted both those Spitfires in that pass there. It's very nice. I'm getting eaten up by the AA here. It's kind of rough. This F2H wants to go head on. See if he can dodge my rockets this time. No, he cannot. Sorry, F2Hs. You're not getting me that time. Let's drop down, finish off this spit. Need to really cap this and move on. There's an F94D here. He is flying outside the cap. But if I go kill him, then I can get away from this A, just at least momentarily. His back's to me. It should be an easy kill. Should be. Again, first fight in this thing, so it's going to be a lot of bad aiming. But man, this plane just kind of speaks for itself what it can do. Need to get back in and finish off that command center. Hopefully my bots are about to do it, but I see a plane right now that I can go kill. We just took it. Sweet. F2H is back. Rocket terminal's back up. If he turns to me, I'll be able to rocket him again, but his back's to me, so I'm going to go test my guns on a heavier platform like that. So far liking this plane. It's not bad at all. It's definitely a step up from the 262, and I'm going to have to decide if I'm going to keep the tier 8 262 now that I have this plane. Just look what these guns can do. They have range, they have firepower, you have a lot more lead time with them. You're definitely able to hold the trigger down for a lot longer and just kind of make work, easy work I might add, of what you can do with these planes. So here's a J7W2. Let's go after a slow moving target. Let's dive in on him. Look how fast I'm coming on. I am holding, like, throttling back right now. I'm trying to slow down, and I'm just coming in way too fast. So let's speed on right by him, get some speed on him, create a big gap of distance, about 1500. So right now I'm going to turn back on him and hopefully go finish him off. So a lot of the paint jobs for the 262 HG3 or HG2 and 3, they kind of look like sharks, and I can see why they would go with that color pattern, because you have to kind of play like a shark, right? So you go in, take a couple bites, and then basically run away, come back, and finish things off. So I can see where the resemblance comes from, for sure. We need to take back something, because right now they have one cap up on me. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to one of these German GAs. Alright, pretty dang good versus a GA as well. They're trying to take our command center. I just can't let that happen. That's no thanks. So again, like I was mentioning, go in, strafe, and come back in and come right back to somebody. Look how quick I'm coming up on his tail. I mean, this plane is just a dream. Yeah, it's gonna be one of my favorite planes that I have in my hangar, easily. Definitely sticks to my playstyle. This is the playstyle I like. I like boom and zoom. People say boom and zoom is dead. I don't think it is. I mean, I love turn fighters at heart, but if you can do this and just experiencing this, I don't think anybody who would say boom and zoom is dead would have any weight to speak there. I mean, this plane is the epitome of boom and zoom. The tier 10 is slightly better, but the fact that you are going to only see tier 10 and below games kind of makes me want to stick with this plane, and I feel I'm going to enjoy grinding the crap out of this plane. So we got a big fur wall up there. That is not something I want to go take part of. There's no point in going engaging in a giant fur wall like that, because this thing is not a maneuver. Have a heavy above me, that F2H. He just went the opposite direction though. I'm gonna come back here and kill these GA that are trying to take the command center again, because one, we just can't lose this command center. I mean, you don't want to lose this at all during your... Oh, almost one pass there. Left him with like 40 HP. Wow. He'll probably die to AA, and if he does, that's fine. Or... nope. Yeah. Tried to get a little cheeky there and see if I could do some turning. This thing's not a turner, especially not with those big ass holes in my wings. You're just coming in too fast, so I'm gonna have to create some distance and just do what I was doing before. Look how fat this plane is. Almost looks like an F-117 that we use modern day, or used modern day. So this guy's slow moving. I should be able to just basically hold down my trigger and take out most of his stuff. Ooh. I'm gonna have to go get some repairs after this, barring that we still have the airfield once I get back. It's not hard to create distance in this plane either. I mean, look how quick I was able to just go 1,500 away. I was able to do that within not even 2 seconds. That's amazing. I gotta be careful there. I have polish on this plane, and what happens is I like to ram the ground. I don't want to ram the ground anymore. So I don't think I'm gonna have time for repairs here. We're gonna have to basically just keep farming. This one's over. Let's see if I can maybe get cheeky and go get a rocket kill for my last kill. I'm gonna go slow behind this 1099B2, although he's gonna be diving soon. Want a rocket kill, but let's take advantage of the fact that there's a GA so high in the air. We'll just kill him on the first pass and call it a day. There's the McGuire medal, first game. Not a bad first game in this plane, by any means. I was able to do everything I wanted to do. I got my rocket kill. I got to test how this thing can handle a heavy. I didn't, obviously get to face any bombers because I was in a tier 9 game and we had the command center. But just what I was able to do to those heavies and the multi-rolls and whatever that I fought, I know for a fact that this plane would be absolutely amazing versus bombers. Those guns are proven to be just the best 30s in the game, if you ask me. I know the Aidens are going to be similar in comparison, but I really feel that the Germans had the best 30s, and the 30s that were on the 1102B were my favorite guns in the game so far. And the fact that they're on this platform, I could actually play like a GA. I could go and strafe buildings if I really needed to. I've got 250 kilogram bombs. I've got rockets to deal with things coming at me. This plane really feels like a super plane to me, if there is such a thing. I don't want to call it overpowered because then it's going to get nerfed. So I pulled up a cool 7,300 damage air targets there. I mean, come on now. Like, I felt like I was barely even trying there. Did some damage to the ground targets. I, just dropped 2 bombs on the one dish, and that was an easy 6,000. Only captured the one sector because I had to defend my command center pretty much that whole time. Picked up Maguire medal for 400 capture points in a single sortie with a heavy fighter. That's because I didn't die. This plane, yeah, I don't see how you're going to die in it. If you do die, you're either facing another HG or you're just kind of making a mistake and you're trying to get too cheeky. TKSO, shout out to you, man. You were obviously manhandling my team in that 1101, and your bots let you down. So let's go back to the plane real quick, just discuss it. Let's see how much experience I actually earned there. 6,500. Not quite enough yet to unlock the airframe. That was rolling with just the basic airframe, but what that airframe adds is not much. Probably looks a lot cooler. But it gives you another 50 to your dive speed and 50 HP. So, you know, some minor stats that would be nice. But yeah. So again, this thing, just like everything else, has 24 R4Ms, just like the ME262 Tier 8 and the other German multi-rolls to boot. But this one has two 250-pound bombs right there on the center. As you saw, that was just nice to come down, drop some bombs, do 5,000 damage to these ground targets, and just kind of speed up the capture of one of the sectors you're going in. So the 30s that I'm talking about that I absolutely love so much are the same ones that are on the Tier 10. These are the same guns that are on your 1102B, your Focke-Wulf 252, except the Focke-Wulf 252 only gets 2 of them. The latter 3 aircraft get 4. But these things, 350 DPS, 330 rate of fire, 700 range, it just makes for an amazing feeling gun that you can have the range, you have the rate of fire, and they don't overheat nowhere near as fast as the Tier 8 262's 30s. So those Tier 8 262 30s, those are essentially, you know, like shotgun shells coming off, and they overheat super fast. This thing is like a true cannon. They're auto cannons. So what about the engines? What do we got here? 1200 thrust jet engine. I mean, this thing is fast. Let's look at the airspeed. 930 top speed and 1100 in a dive. I'm running improved aircraft polish, so yeah, my dive speed is probably going to reach more than 1100. Maneuverability, this thing is not a turner, but you don't need to turn in this aircraft. You need to point towards your target, you need to sneak up on him, do your damage, and then hit those boosts and get away, just like with any other boom and zoom aircraft. It's got next to nothing for rate of roll, which it doesn't need. Soft speed is pretty fast at 250, which I can see that it might have a hard time climbing, but it has an optimum altitude at 2600, so it's definitely a high flyer. The HG3, the Tier 10, gets 2800, and I believe the XP90 or XF90 gets 3000. Let's go take a look real quick. So yeah, right up there in the, you know, with comparable to the top climbers in the game, or top altitude performers in the game. So definitely just an amazing aircraft. Let's see here, go back to this. So yeah, that was the HG2. That was my first game in it. I just thought I'd share it with you guys. I like to show off the first games that I play in an aircraft. It kind of establishes the feel for me, how I'm gonna, you know, basically feel about this aircraft, and I could definitely recommend this line so far. I was put onto it about a day ago by Sergeant Slaughter, and yeah, you guys, if you ever want to see amazing stuff, go check out his YouTube channel, Prince of Hyrule. Shout out to you, Sergeant Slaughter. That dude is definitely a better player than I am. And if one day I can only aspire to hope and be like we got a guy in HR named Solcat, and that dude is a wizard when it comes to this plane right here. So I'm going to be obviously hitting him up for tips and tricks, what I can do to make myself better. Never really was a heavy player. I got the XF90, and I just didn't really play too much of it. But now going down this German heavy line, it's kind of reinvigorated, you know, my drive to play this line. Definitely liking heavy fighters. It's a good departure from turn fighters and GAs and pretty much everything else that I've been playing so far in this game. The line is unique. It's super fast. It's super strong hitting. I'm going to have to go down the British heavies pretty soon here. I know that they get pretty well, and I really want to test out these Aidens that everybody keeps talking about. Let's go ahead and compare it to the Tier 9 while we're at it. So the Gloucester P228 has 1100 dive speed and 900 altitude, or 900 top speed at best altitude. It's got slightly under optimal altitude at 2500 rather than 26. It climbs slower, same turn time, and it's got 430s, these Aidens. And these are 330, 300, and 800. So comparing to the HG2's 30 auto cannons, it's got slightly more range, and it's got the same, similar DPS. They just swapped the stats there. So 300 DPS and 330 rate of fire on the HG2. This one has 330 DPS, so they're harder hitting, slower firing. Not much though, not much, and longer range. So I might actually end up liking these planes too. I'll have to check out this line. This will definitely be the next line that I go down. But yeah, I could definitely recommend the German line to anybody that has played this game. If you're new to the game, it doesn't matter if you're a veteran. If you're like me and you've played pretty much every other plane out there, I guess I was kind of saving the best for last, right? I've done pretty much every other line in this game, and yeah, there's only been 1 or 2 planes that I just wasn't thrilled about in this line. Like I liked the WOWP 57, I kept it. I liked the BF-110B because at Tier 4 it just felt really good. I wasn't too crazy about the BF-110E because the BF-110E at Tier 5, you know, when you're facing things like SE-100s, whatnot, it just did not feel like it was holding up as well as, you know, I've got the SE-100, so why would I keep the BF-110E? The 410, definite keeper. The 109Z, I just could not get used to this plane. The cannons are on the wings and the engines, or right next to the engine, sorry. And I just couldn't fathom, you know, what to do in this plane. It wasn't that fast of a plane. It was decent speed, but not amazing. The cannons were slow firing and super spread out, so I had to run double marksman and obviously gun sight, whatnot, and I still couldn't even bring in the cannons as well as I wanted to. It just wasn't the greatest experience, so I kind of skipped past that line, moved on to the 262. And the 262, you know, I've had an amazing time playing the 262. A lot of people hate it, but I think it kind of sets the pace for the rest of the line. It definitely plays, you know, high altitude, come down, boom and zoom. And if you just, in theory, you know, play like a shark, where you're going to just come in, you're going to just fly down, go fast, hit a thing a couple times, and not go in for a kill, but just go in to wound things, fly away, then come back and go in for the kill. If you get into that mentality, that's what you're going to be doing, and you want to practice boom and zoom, I would actually recommend the 262. Use its crappy cannons, get used to this plane, because it really sets you up for success when you move on to the rest of the line. Again, that was my first game in the 262 HG2, but because I've played a little bit in that 262 Tier 8, I did not skip it. I was ready for that kind of playstyle. Obviously, there's things that I could do better, and I will do better in the future playing this plane. So this won't be the last video you see of me playing this monster. Looking forward to grinding out the HG3. I'm not going to skip anything more going to the HG3. I think I found the plane that I want to grind out. I did do a ton of skipping in this line, but I had a bunch of free XP left over, so I was like, why not use it? But anyways, guys, that was the HG2. It was such a beautiful aircraft. I think I'm going to finish it off by painting this plane. I'm going to spend some of that gold on this plane. There's one in here that really looks like a shark. Well, 2 of them look like a shark, really. But I'm going to stick with this one here. It just reminds me of a shark, really, really big, so I'm going to just apply that to everything. It's not about stealth in this plane. I don't care about my camo value. There's no point to maintaining a good camo value. I'm obviously going to fly the German colors on the front. And as for emblems, yeah, got a good German flag there. Do I want old school, new school? We'll go old. So dump a little bit of gold to finish out the video there. I think this plane deserves a paint job. It's going to be one of the planes that I keep in my hangar for probably the rest of my time playing this game. Again, guys, that was the WOWP 2, and yeah, you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching.